Today, we're going to dive into the story of an innovative startup that's tackling a huge and kind of hidden problem. A problem that's literally woven into the clothes we wear every single day. This is the story of H&B Materials. So, let me just ask you this. What if the clothes you're wearing right now contain something called a forever chemical? It's a pretty startling thought, right? The idea that the very fabric touching your skin might be treated with something that's literally designed to never, ever break down. Well, this isn't science fiction. For decades, it's been the reality for a lot of high-performance clothes. And this invisible threat, well, that's where our story really begins. We're talking about a whole family of chemicals that are, incredibly useful, but they come at a really significant cost to our health and to the planet. So what exactly are we dealing with here? They're called PFAS. It's a mouthful. It stands for per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, but everyone just calls them forever chemicals for a chillingly simple reason. The chemical bond that makes them so good at repelling water and stains is one of the strongest in nature. That means they just don't break down. Not in the environment and not inside our bodies. They just stick around forever.
And the consequences of that are, well, they're shockingly clear. This isn't just speculation. A whole lot of scientific research has linked PFAS exposure to a terrifying list of health problems. We're talking everything from fertility issues and developmental delays in kids, all the way to a higher risk of cancer and a weaker immune system. So the main point here is that the convenience of, say, a water-repellent jacket or a stain-proof couch comes with a very serious hidden price tag for our health.
Now, when you have health risks this severe, it's only a matter of time before regulators start to act. And for the entire textile industry, that means the clock is officially ticking. And this, right here, this is the year that changes everything. 2026. For anyone in the business of making clothes or furniture or really any kind of textile, this is a massive deadline. Why? Because that's the year France's ban on PFAS in textiles starts to kick in. And, this isn't just a French issue. It's a huge signal to the entire global market. The era of forever chemicals is coming to an end. The industry really has no choice but to find a different way, and they have to do it fast. Every big shift needs a catalyst, a starting point. And in this story, that catalyst wasn't found in some corporate boardroom. Nope, it started in a university lab, where two young scientists asked a really simple but profound question. So let me introduce you to Hichem and Baptiste. When they were just 28-year-old PhD students, they met in a chemistry lab in France and basically bonded over this shared belief that science has a duty to build a cleaner future. And this right here was their motivation. Surrounded by all these complex experiments, they looked at what they were doing and asked themselves this exact question. It was a question so powerful that it led them to turn down prestigious jobs and instead build their own startup from the ground up. So what was the answer to their question? Well, let's take a look at the amazing biosourced solution they developed and really dig into what makes it such a potential game changer. I mean, the difference here is really like night and day. On the left, you've got the old way, full of PFAS, petroleum-based, basically a plastic film that coats the fabric, which can make it feel kind of stiff and not very breathable. But on the right, that's the H&B Materials approach. It's 100% PFAS-free, and it uses biosourced raw materials. And get this, instead of just a coating, it uses something called molecular grafting. That basically means their treatment becomes a part of the fiber itself, so it keeps the fabric's natural, soft feel and its breathability. And the benefits are just incredibly practical. It gives you that high-performance water repellency that everyone wants. But here's the crucial part. Manufacturers don't need to go out and buy a bunch of new, expensive equipment to use it. It holds up after you wash it, and this is huge for sustainability. It doesn't mess with the fabric's recyclability. This isn't just some cool idea in a lab. It's a solution that's totally ready for the industry right now. Okay, so you've got this groundbreaking technology, and there's a huge regulatory deadline pushing the entire industry your way. What's the next move? Well, you make a big, bold bet to get your solution in front of the whole world.
And that is exactly what H&B Materials is doing. Their next stop is Las Vegas, and they're heading to CES 2026. And yeah, I mean that CES, the single biggest and most influential tech event on the entire planet. It is the perfect stage to show the world that the future of textiles has finally arrived.
And their plan for CES is crystal clear. They're not just going there to show off their tech. They're going to generate actual business leads, attract the investors and partners they need to grow, and build the strategic collaborations that will get their technology into the products we all use every day. Their goal is nothing less than to speed up the entire market shift away from PFAS for good.
Which, of course, leaves us with this one big final thought. It's a story that started with a simple question in a lab, driven by this powerful desire to just do better. Now, they're poised on a global stage, betting that they have the answer the world needs. Can two scientists from France really change the fabric of our future? As they step into the spotlight, the world will be watching.